Tyger, Tyger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? Hi, I'm Helen Sword. This is Helen's Word, and for today's Wordcraft Workout, we're going to talk not about predatory animals like the tiger of William Blake's famous poem, but about predatory clauses, the kind that steal your reader's attention away from the main point you're trying to make. For this exercise, you'll need a page or two of your own writing. I like to print mine out in hard copy so I can mark it up with colored pencils or highlighters. So gather your materials, and when you're ready, let's put your writing through a workout. I've borrowed the phrase predatory clauses from Sir Harold Evans' fabulous book, Do I Make Myself Clear? Why Writing Well Matters. If you don't already own a copy, I would recommend that you go order one as soon as you finish watching this video. As the legendary longtime editor of the Sunday Times, Sir Harold knows a thing or two about the kind of sentences that fail to burn bright in the forests of the night because they've been muffled and stifled by their own authors. He provides the following example of a sentence by an economist that leads with a predatory clause. Finally, because neither restructuring of insolvent sovereigns, nor recapitalization of zombie banks, nor ring-fencing of those sovereigns that are most likely solvent but vulnerable to illiquidity ambushes have been addressed decisively and completely, tight financial conditions and intensifying fiscal austerity will contribute to a European recession in 2012 and possibly beyond. Whew, that's a mouthful. So what's the burning heart of this sentence? It's here. Tight financial conditions and intensifying austerity will contribute to a recession. And what are the first 34 words of the sentence doing? They're giving us the economist's reasoning for this dire warning, which he finally delivers at the end. Sir Harold describes this kind of backward structure as being like someone rushing into a building, saying he's sorry to interrupt the meeting, but it's important that for a number of reasons too complicated to explain at this moment, everybody there should be quick to pack up their stuff and leave in haste because the building is on fire. So how can we prevent predatory clauses from ambushing our readers and stealing their attention? Sir Harold recommends the following steps. First, identify your core message. In this case, the economist's message is that there's a risk of a recession in Europe in 2012 and possibly beyond. Next, identify the points you need to make to supplement or support that core message. Here's Sir Harold's rewrite of that monstrous sentence. I've highlighted all of the subject-verb pairs so that you can see how tightly Sir Harold has constructed these two new sentences. The number of words hasn't changed much from the first version, but now that predatory opening clause has moved to its rightful position behind the main point, which is able to burn much brighter as a result. Now, it's time to try this editing exercise on your own writing. First, choose a paragraph or two of your best prose. It can be nonfiction or fiction, and circle or highlight the main point of each sentence, its burning heart. Next, check that no predatory clauses are hanging around in front of those core ideas, trying to steal your reader's attention. And finally, rewrite as needed, aiming to put the main point first and the subordinate information second. Now, if you can't identify a noun-verb pair in each sentence that clearly expresses the main point of the sentence, you may need to add some extra Wordcraft workouts to your verbal fitness regime. Check out my videos, for example, on noun-verb nuptials and finding the burning heart. Please share your before and after examples in the comment boxes down below, and don't forget to have fun with this exercise. Shaping up your sentences should be a pleasure, not a chore. Thanks for showing up to write, and I'll see you next time.